Class is in session. MLB hitting the book show Tuesday, July the 1st. Happy Canada Day, those of you north of the border. It's Canada Day today, celebrating Canada's 158th birthday. So don't complain about being old, okay? You got nothing on the country of Canada. Canada's turning 158 years old today. Became a country in 1867. So that's a long-ass time ago. But great stuff. Happy Canada Day for those of you north of the border. Ian Cameron, Connor Mack. Later this week, it'll be, of course, July 4th, Independence Day. So it'll be the celebration south of the border for our folks in the States. So that's why the Jays are playing a day game today, because of the Canada Day holiday right now against the Yankees. But good stuff. Let's dive right in. Tuesday card. Great results again. Yesterday was a very good card. Profitable night overall. We'll take it. 2-0 best bet sweep for me on the show. We had that Orioles game, though. It drove me nuts, but at least we won in the end with
Glad Simeon, that big homer. I was just no doubt there at the end.
They have the lead 3-0, and things good, and then they tie at Texas. I think I'm fine, up 6-3 in extra innings, and then fucking Adolis Garcia gets a 3-run homer to tie it. But eventually Baltimore prevailed in that game. Crazy ending. And then we had the Arizona team total as well over, which was a good cash as well.
Big Suarez homer in the eighth, bottom of the eighth.
That's what did it. We needed it. That solo bomb in the bottom of the eighth, no doubt. All right, we have a couple postponed. We have 3 games that have been postponed tonight. Padres, Phillies, Brewers, Mets, Tigers, and Nationals, all postponed due to weather. So we will move and we'll begin, I should say, with St. Louis and Pittsburgh. We've got Andre Palante and Paul Skeens on the mound here in this one. Pittsburgh, pretty sizable favorites now. Pittsburgh getting some respect here. Well, this is the usual Paul Skeens respect, but respect because they're on a bit of a heater right now for Pittsburgh Pirates standards. You know, they swept the Mets. They destroyed the Cardinals last night in the opener of this series, and I'm certainly not interested in fading Pittsburgh. Do I want to lay $150 though now? No, but I certainly not really interested in fading this Pirates team with Skeens on the mound. Even though he's been hittable by Skeens standards, I guess, it's just not been untouchable like some people seem to think he is. I'm not the biggest fan of Palante, but he's pitched a little bit better of late. We'll see if that continues here in this game. There's some Cardinals that actually have okay numbers against Paul Skeens. And you factor in the Pittsburgh is swinging the bats now. Another, 7 runs last night? Could we maybe get this game just over this total? I mean, we're talking about 7. It's not a very high total. That's kind of where I'm at here. C-Mac, what do you think? St. Louis, Pittsburgh.
Maybe. I'm off of this game. Pirates, big innings they've had. Bottom of the 5th yesterday. And in those games with the Mets, just took 1 inning. Seemed like 6 runs. Just to break out after kind of all year. They haven't been able to do anything. I worry about they just don't do anything here for Skeens. They've had problems giving him run support in the past. He's coming off that start where he gave up 4. I think he looked pretty good. You talked about a few of the Cardinals, Arenado, Burleson, who's been hot. There's a few guys with some solid numbers. I just couldn't do it. I was a little bit pissed. I wasn't on the Pirates, yesterday after being on them the weekend and the flip from dog to favorite. I kind of missed, but I'm off here. I have nothing. This may be a game though. I bet live a little bit. See how these pitchers come out, especially Palante. Can the bat stay hot, or can he kind of maybe hold down this Pirates team?
Yeah, no doubt. It's a hot as fuck day, by the way. Here, that's why it's turn the lights down low. Remember that Bob Marley song? Yeah. That's what we've done here, keeping it cool. That's why there's not as much light around me here on the video feed. All right, on we go. Twins and Marlins. We've got Joe Ryan and Edward Cabrera, the pitching matchup here. Twins -140, road favorites, 7.5 the total in this game. Can you believe Miami's won 7 in a row? Holy shit, who saw that coming for the Fish? But here come the Miami Marlins, suddenly putting a nice little win streak together. And I've been fading the Twins quite a bit of late. So it's a pretty straightforward decision for me that I thought, value with Miami here, +120. Now, I do respect Joe Ryan. He's a very capable pitcher, very solid pitcher, but, the rest of the team is pretty awful right now. They're not hitting. Bullpen's been bad. And look, Cabrera has been pitching much better for the Miami Marlins in his last 3 or 4 starts. He's been much more effective. So, initially if this game's played yesterday, I probably don't touch the Miami side because it would have been coming back from a pretty long trip.
That's what I was going to bring up. I mean, I think it's a little different since the day off.
The day off
yesterday would have been
that the day off is enough for me to move on Miami because to me the Twins are they're not a team I want to back at minus 140 on the road, not with their form the last several weeks. So I took a shot here, Miami as a home dog. C-Mac, what do you think here? Minnesota, Miami.
I mean, if you like the Twins, that means that the Marlins, you don't think they really do much, and that he can hold them down. Coming off a pretty good start, where he didn't. I think Seattle, where he went 6 innings, he didn't give up any runs. Marlins, the bats though, just them as a dog, they've been even better. The numbers on the road than at home. I've been on Lopez. This guy's just been raking. I think he's on a 10-game hitting streak. At his homer is plus 900 on the weekend. And I think he's at an RBI in 6 straight. Let me see here. Or is it 7 straight? Yeah, 2-1-3-1, 3-3-2. Man, he's just been red hot. But I don't know if we get a bunch of runs tonight. I think Cabrera could be good. I think the Marlins are live. Like you mentioned, I think the day was if they didn't have an off day, it could have been just a clunker. But 2 teams going away. This would be like a big win for the Twins to kind of get things going because it's just been downhill lately.
All right, we move to the A's and the Rays here. We've got Jeffrey Springs and Shane Baz, the pitching matchup. Tampa Bay minus 180, home favorites, 8.5 the total in this game. I like over here, 8.5. I think it's I don't trust, Springs is kind of hit or miss. He's all over the map. He can give you a 2-run start and he can give you a 6-run start and he gets crushed. So who knows what you're going to get one night to the next from Jeffrey Springs. Same thing with Baz. I had a way more high hopes and anticipations and expectations with Shane Baz this year, and I did not expect him. I would have taken the under that he would have a 4.4 ERA at this stage of the season for the Tampa Bay Rays. He is coming off a gem, but it's against the Kansas City Royals, who can't flat out hit. So how much do you want to give him credit for pitching well there, Shane Baz, against Kansas City in that last start? So both teams are swinging the bats decently of late. You look at the A's, they've scored 18 runs in their last 3 games. The Tampa Bay, we know their offense has been rolling. 8.5 just felt, both these teams get to 4, you cash your tickets. So I think it's very possible. And neither bullpen is a shutdown bullpen either. Tampa Bay's bullpen has kind of regressed a little bit of late as well. Their bullpen numbers the last 10 games are horrible. 9 ERA for the Rays bullpen in the last 10 games. We know
that game, though, that 22-run game kind of skews it a little bit.
They still haven't been as effective. You're seeing Fairbanks blowing games late, too, which is not what you want to see if you're the Tampa Bay Rays. And we know the A's bullpen hasn't been good all year. So I think over 8.5 is the way to go. C-Mac, what do you think here? A's and Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, I think if you like the Rays, too, it just wasn't plus money. I thought it was decent. Their first 5 team total over 2.5. I mean, you could basically get almost that minus 105 at a lot of spots. I mean, Springs has been a little bit better. Another one, Caminero, I think. I love him against the lefty. I think he's a good matchup today in the 4-hole. He's just been already having a great year. So, yeah, I can't complain. I think it's the Rays. Big win for the A's, though. Rays come back, tie it yesterday, and they still lose 6-4. So, yeah, this game has rain as well a little bit, just to put it out there.
Another game that could be impacted by weather, so keep an eye on that. All right, Cincinnati and Boston. We've got Brady Singer for the Reds. We got Richard Fitz, Dickie Fitz here for the Boston Red Sox.
Dickie
never
Fitz.
gets old. Boston minus 120, 10 the total. This is another one. I think there's runs. I don't trust Dickie Fitz, Richard Fitz. He got crushed by the Angels. I remember the last time he was on the mound for the Boston Red Sox. I do kind of like Singer. He can be capable at times, but in this ballpark here at Fenway, I don't know if I trust him nearly as much. He struggled in his last start against the Yankees. He gave up 4 runs on 6 hits in 5 innings. Against Boston, he's got some pretty rough numbers in the past, Brady Singer. So Fitz, I think, could give it up. Singer, I think, could give it up. I think, and I get why the total's gone from 9.5 to 10. I agree with that. I'd probably lean Reds a little bit on a bounce back spot after losing last night. I mean, I'm not laying a price with Dick Fitz. That's just not happening. So by default, I got to maybe lean Cincinnati. I might even sprinkle on the Reds here, money line, bounce back after last night. And I like the over even more. C-Mac, what do you think? Reds, Red Sox.
Yeah, well, there's some good numbers here for some of these Red Sox against Singer, of course. When he used to be in the American League, where they'd see him a bunch. Yeah, Fitz just laying even this price. I just can't do it. Maybe he pitches a little bit better. That last start, he goes 4 innings. I think that's about all you're going to get. But I think there could be more runs. I was kind of looking at the Reds to take here. De La Cruz, Hayes finally had some hits last night. I like Steer a little bit, so I just couldn't get there with any of them. And yeah, the 10, I still lean over, but I don't have a player.
All right, Angels and Braves. We've got Tyler Anderson, the veteran lefty for the Angels. Grant Holmes for the Braves. Atlanta minus 200 home favorites, 9.5 being the total in this game. You look at Tyler Anderson here on the mound for the Angels. It'd be interesting to see how he fares in this one. 4.45 ERA. He was, I guess, okay against Boston, but his pitch count got up. He only lasted 4.2 innings. He'd struggled before that. He got hit hard by the Yankees and the Orioles. We'll see how he fares. He faced Atlanta. It was years ago. He got crushed, but it's a very different Atlanta team. I mean, Grant Holmes is just, you know what you're going to get. He's going to give up 3 runs, 2 runs, something like that. Go 5 innings, usually, on average. That's basically been what Grant Holmes has become here for the Atlanta Braves. One of these deals where I don't trust Anderson fully, so I don't want the Angels to, and I don't want to lay minus 200 with Atlanta. So not much here for me. Total, I wanted the over, but 9.5 feels a little rich. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I think there are runs. This game is going to be delayed. At least I don't know.
That too is a concern.
Like this seems. Yeah. I don't know how it starts. It's at least going to be late a couple hours from everything that I'm looking at. Yeah, Holmes. The price is huge with him. I couldn't do it, but I think the Braves could get to him. There's some good numbers. Albies 4 for 6, 3 homers. Austin Riley, I think it was 2 or 3 with a homer. So look, all these guys I think in the lineup. Ronald Acuna. I think it's a good day to get the bats going against Tyler Anderson, who's serviceable and I've backed, but I've liked him a little bit better at home. And yeah, we'll see if this game goes.
All right, Baltimore and Texas. And yes, what a ride with that best bet on the Orioles last night. I thought I had won it 2 different times, I haven't won it. And then I finally did as they got it done in 10-6. It ended up in, 11 or 12 innings. But tonight, it's going to be Young here for the Orioles on the mound. Brandon Young, Jake DeGrom for the Rangers. We've got Texas minus 190, home favorite, 7.5 the total. I'm going to stay off Baltimore tonight. I think there's value on Baltimore because I'm starting to like the way they're playing. They're starting to hit. They're starting to find ways to win. They blew the lead multiple times and yet still kept on coming back and found a way to win last night. There's some real momentum for Baltimore. They won a series against a very good Tampa team over the weekend. So there's value on Baltimore, but the problem is Young's pretty rough, 7.5 ERA, and Jake DeGrom's just been pretty damn good, pretty damn consistent all season long here for the Texas Rangers, turning back the clock. So it's a big advantage, I think, on the mound for Texas here. So I'm off the game. I'll take my Baltimore money and move on from last night. C-Mac, what do you think here?
I mean, it's low here, but I think it's an under. I think this goes over unless the Orioles get to DeGrom, which he's just been very, very good. At least containing it. He's very good. And the one thing is he just saw the O's. We talked about that in a little bit yesterday's game. Rogers was pretty good, though, until that homer to Simeon. So, yeah.
That's the only blemish for him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent. I think Young will be better. This guy's not as bad as, kind of his start to the big leagues a little bit. And can you get a Rangers team? Do they find some? They still lost the game. Shit, he got a few runs there, and a few big hits, but we're still losers. But I think Young could pitch well here. Unless Seager, these guys will get going. I don't buy it. So under nothing in this game.
Yankees have just tied it with the Blue Jays
4-4
in the. That's why I was on the team total and the money line split. I We're worried that they'd have to piece together this bullpen. It's a little depleted today at the end of this game, and it's looking like it right now. 4-4 in the seventh. All right, we got the Guardians and the Cubs. Matt Boyd, the lefty for the Cubs, -200 home favorites, 8.5 the total. I went with the run line on the Cubs, -1 at a pretty good price. I think it was -120 with the Cubs -1 on the run line. Boyd's been good. Boyd's been solid. Guardians don't hit. Guardians aren't hitting, period, right now, but they're especially not hitting against lefties. And that's always been a bit of a concern for them. And then you've got on the other side, Gavin Williams, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't think he's that great. I think he's worse on the road. I think he can get hit on the road. I think this adds up to a pretty good Cubs win, and the Guardians stink right now. I mean, they've been shut out in 3 of their last 4 games. 3 of their last 4 games, they haven't even scored a run. The Cleveland Guardians. So they're in rough shape. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They've fallen below 500. We know the Cubs are monsters at Wrigley, 25-15 home record. So I was okay taking the Cubs here, -1 on the run line. C-Mac, what do you think?
I get it. This is, to me, Cubs team total. First 5, 2, even full game. I just like them off getting shut out, then the day off, and now they're here at home. So the first 5, 2.5, it's +110. It's that good plus money just in case Boyd gives up. I think he pitches all right. His former team. Yeah, he's having a career year. Maybe the second half. Talked about the Cubs pitching is starting to crack a little bit. They've had some injuries, and it's still their bullpen shaky. And I think that continues. But this offense is still solid. And I think they get to Gavin Williams. One thing, though, this year he's been pretty good on the road. He's just that guy, the gritty Williams is, like 5 innings, gives up 3 or so runs. But I think he get hit here a little bit. I thought that price was intriguing with the Cubs.
All right, next up,
they need more guys than Jose Ramirez. He's got a bunch of at-bats. I would take him, of course. But, like, Kwan's had a dip. He's been all right. But Fry, where are these guys at? Santana, Nolan Jones, Bo Naylor, they got to get going.
Is hit or miss too. You never know what Lane Thomas. Yeah,
Lane Thomas. Yeah, he's just a left. I guess this could be the game. I take him against lefties. Yeah, back when he was the Nats, but I haven't really looked his way at all this year. What's he hitting, by the way? Here, real quick, 168, 3 bombs, 10 RBIs.
I'm not shocked by that.
Rough for Lane.
No, absolutely. All right, the Jays get out of the inning. So
name's the kid Lane.
At least do not give up they give up the lead, but they don't fall behind. So 4-4 it is going to the bottom of the 7th there in Toronto. Yeah, I'm with you here. Cubs run line, Cubs team total. That for me is the way to go here. Let's be honest too with this Cleveland lineup. Outside of Ramirez or Stephen Kwan, do you really want any of these other guys in this lineup? Probably not. It's a tough lineup. It is. I like Kwan though. Kwan is just he makes contact. He has good at bats. I'd take him, but and Ramirez, and that's about it.
I think they're a 500 team now. Could they be a little bit? We've seen them play over their head even the last few years and win 88 games, but that's about it. And they've just been the fade, a little bit like the Rays. Once you get to the playoffs, it's like the bats just go cold.
That's true. That's true. And like I said, the Cubs trying to bounce back after getting shut out by Houston's playing great, though, right now. So no shame in that. Speaking of Houston, here they are. Going to Denver and Coors Field, taking on the Colorado Rockies. We've got Colton Gordon here for the Houston Astros. Chase Dollander here for the Rockies. Houston -160, road favorites, 11.5 being the total in this game. Colton Gordon's been pretty good. 3 runs or less in 4 straight starts. Astros have won 3 of his last 4 starts. See if that can continue. And then it's the polar opposite for Colorado. They can't win with him on the mound. 0-4 they are. In Dollander's last 4 starts. That being said, he is pitching a little bit better. Gave up just 2 runs in 6 innings against Washington, 3 runs against the Dodgers in 5.2 innings, which against that lineup isn't that bad. So, you're starting to see some improvement here, slowly but surely, from Chase Dollander. I passed. I mean, Houston's playing some really good baseball. I don't really want to step in front of them. But I don't want to lay -160 on the road. Pass for me. C-Mac, what do you think here? Astros, Rockies.
Yeah, and I was just kind of waiting on the lineup for the Astros. And still, it should be out pretty soon, though. I'm thinking about the top of the hour here. The Rockies, they don't have McMahon, of course, with the lefty, but this is a pretty rough lineup that they got going. I thought could be live here. They've just all year long haven't hit lefties with Gordon, and the Astros just seem to kick their fucking ass. Like,
Yes.
you're like, I just to glance back at it, I'm like, I think they've beaten it once in the last 11 games. It's been rough for the Rockies, but the price was, I mean, maybe the Rockies are live. First 5 is only plus 115. I'm like, God damn, I couldn't do it. I just had to keep it a lean here with the Rockies first 5.
I mean, they've only won 8 home games all year. I mean, clearly you should be rushing to back them. Clearly, with 8 home wins.
Yeah.
8
I was waiting. We've talked about it a little bit. They've had a few wins, and I was, maybe it's going to take till August because they could string some wins together, or even win at home.
Young guys from the minors, and they have some energy, bring some energy to the table, and then they'll start ripping off some wins when you least expect it. Yeah, it's
tough. The Rockies have been bad the last 5 years, for sure, a little longer. But they've always been a decent team at home, and just to see them dog shit here at 8-32, oof, rough.
Yeah, it's always scary to take a under at Coors Field, but I don't hate it. I mean, that's seems high a little bit given the situation here, but like I said, it's just a pass for me. Giants and Diamondbacks. We got Hayden Birdsong for the Giants and Zach Gallen for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Gallen's like a gallon of gasoline right now, as in he's a gas can. That's the reference right now. Arizona minus 135 home favorites, 9 the total. I thought Arizona was a great bet last night. Connor Mack agreed with them last night. Home dogs against San Francisco. We were all over that. First 5 full game team total. It all hit. I can't do it with Gallen though. He's been awful. This is one of the most disappointing pitchers going this year in the big leagues, in my opinion. Zach Gallen. Like I said, gallon of gas is in gas can right now for the Diamondbacks. He has given up 20 runs, 20 in his last 22 innings. That's not what you want to see, clearly, going into this start. Now, he did face the Giants a couple of times last year, and he did pitch well. Actually had 1 rough outing and 2 good ones, but he's a long way removed from that version of Zach Gallen right now. So I got to see him pitch well before I believe it. Hayden Birdsong has got a little Logan Webb in him, and that he can pitch well at home, and he's a little more dicey on the road. That being said, his last 2 home starts didn't go well for Birdsong. He gave up 5 runs in 4.1 innings against Boston, lit up for 7 runs against the Miami Marlins in his last start. That's not what you want to see. We know the Arizona bullpen stinks, and San Francisco's bullpen's got a 5.82 ERA in the last 10 games. So I think over's in play tonight. Over 9 here, Giants and Diamondbacks. I think there's runs. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I already bet this over 9. If the Giants could hit anything, that game would have went over yesterday. Yep. D-backs were able to get it done. And their pen, that was kind of just the lone question mark. We talked about the team total with them, but they still got the W. Yeah, Birdsong, it's been tough for him on the road. But, this year he already had a start. That was at home where he gave up 3 runs at the D-backs. He's struggled versus lefties. And we got 4 lefties in a row. Because I'm already looking at Marte here. But maybe it's more of a Smith or Naylor. Suarez, not a lefty, but that's 2 homers off him. It's 2 for 4 with 2 bombs. So I think he gets hit. And Gallen, I think he's getting hit too. As long as the Giants can bring something, where's Lee at? There's no Lee. This guy is just, he's a way better the hitter than where he's fucking been. Ramos, Fitzgerald, Bailey, it's been tough. So it's like, can they get some runs? Because I just think it's over. And I think the Pens are in play. Yep. Even though the Giants couldn't really get anything last night. So I already did it. I think, though, with Gallen at this price and that bullpen, Giants here or anything. Now it's flipped. I just think there's a little value with them here with, being a plus 120, 125 dog.
All right. We'll see if the Giants. Yeah. I'm not laying a price with Gallen. I can tell you that. So I guess by default, it's Giants.
I talked about, he's got to be hurt. Somebody's got, he is just, he's not the same guy. He's not even on the same fucking planet.
No. And they're ravaged with injuries, so they're hesitant to put him on the IL because they already got so many other fucking guys injured and out for them. So that's probably part of the situation. Poor Torey Lovello, not a good spot to be in, obviously, for him as the manager of this team. All right, Final game of this Tuesday slate, we got the Chicago White Sox and the LA Dodgers. We've got Smith here, Shane Smith for the White Sox, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Dodgers minus 360. Huge favorites here. Total of 8.5. This was initially going to be a pass for me, but with 8.5 being the total, I ended up not one of my favorite bets on the card, but I did grab some over, and here's why. Shane Smith, I don't trust. He's coming off 11 runs in his last, 6-7 innings. That's not good against Arizona and St. Louis. He got crushed. He got smashed in both of those games. Shane Smith, now you got to go up against this terrific Dodgers offense, Dodgers lineup. We know what they do against righties. So I think the Dodgers can do damage. You actually look at Yamamoto. This is kind of weird to say this. He's become a reverse home road split guy. He has been lights out on the road, shuts out the Rockies, shuts out the Cardinals on the road. And then you look at him at Dodger Stadium. He gives up 3 runs to the Padres in 6 innings, 5 runs to the Giants in 4.2 innings at Dodger Stadium, 4 runs, 7 hits in just 3.2 innings against the Yankees at Dodger Stadium. His last 3 starts at Dodger Stadium, Yamamoto has allowed 12 runs in a little over 15 innings. That's not great for him. Now, we are talking about the Yankees, the Giants, the Padres, and this is the White Sox. So it is a huge drop-off as far as quality of lineup is concerned. But I'm hoping the White Sox can scratch across a couple runs, 3 runs for me. Dodgers do the rest, and there's your over. So that's why I'm on it. Over 8.5 here. C-Mac, what do you think here? White Sox, Dodgers.
Shout out to everyone in here. Justin, Nick, Spoons, what's going on? My man, Daniel, J Main, J Stone, Fleet Mathis.
Great turnout.
My guy, Old E. Appreciate you guys. Craig, Andrew, Brian. Shout out to all you guys. Hit the like button whenever you can. Or on the way out. Yeah, this is a little bit weird. Like this game yesterday, it just seems like a dead under. But I think the Dodgers maybe could get there with their team total. It's nice weather there. It's blowing out. And I don't know what Shane Smith we get. I think Yamamoto will be all right. It's a little different. He hasn't got hurt. He's going to have to put in innings. It's just weird to see in this day and age. Everyone goes out for a while. No one's pitching a ton of innings anymore. It's just like you go 5 or 6, you're out. That's just how baseball is these days. So, but I think in this game, I was looking to props. I was just waiting on the lineups. The Dodgers just favored this much. It's crazy. It makes me, and I'm a Dodger fan, but come on. The White Sox first 5 could maybe be alive. But here, Muncie's just been red hot. I think this is a good, even though he hasn't seen Shane Smith. I think he's got a ribby in 6 straight. We've all talked about getting his eyesight fixed. He's really turned it around. His RBI, his homers over, I think it's plus 450 right around there, his RBI. And Pejas as well. Until Mookie Betts and Freeman, kind of the power has gone out in those guys a little bit of late. Mookie hasn't hit one in a long time. Freddie just hit one in KC, and they'll get going, I think. But I think you look to those guys. I was just seeing where they're going to be hitting. Muncie's kind of been hitting 4th or 5th lately. So if he's there again, I'm going to look to him tonight.
All right, good. Joseph Joe, that's a very
post it.
Terrific sentiment. You say it, but I don't have Cash App. It's not available in Canada, Cash App. So I definitely don't
it's not?
It. So donate to C-Mac. Like I said, donate to C-Mac. He's got it.
Mine's just Connor Mac picks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. But down the line, we haven't turned the thing. Maybe when we get over the 1,000, we'll do some stuff going forward.
I have PayPal.
A few people have asked me.
No Cash App. I have to use PayPal by default. PayPal is the only one that's accessible here in Canada. No Cash App, no Venmo, none of that stuff here, unfortunately.
They don't have Venmo either?
No Venmo.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
God damn.
PayPal's got a monopoly on the Canadian citizens here or something.
Sons of bitches.
Son of a gun.
But we'll turn on maybe a membership, just small. Going forward, we'll look into that.
Yeah, tip jar of something.
Coming. Yeah, through the channel though. We'll have all that stuff coming up. But thanks, Joe.
Very appreciative. Yeah, good stuff and very good. Yeah, just send a DM, Joseph Joe, at Bobano Bets and Connor Mack Picks, and we'll give you that info. Appreciate it. Very nice sentiment. Very kind. Don't have to do that, but very, very kind of you to do that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Oldie, Jody Moses, Andrew G, Craig Carlberg, Brian Elfring, Timothy Hake. Like I said, who else? Jorge Herrera, who's always retweeting our stuff. Justin McKelvey. Daniel.
Oh, yeah, Jorge, appreciate it.
Flea Mathis, appreciate everybody here. J Stone 9, J Main 34, Spoons Bets, Morgan Spooner, great baseball guy too. Nick Alvento, the King's back. Jermaine Phillips, very kind, best cappers, appreciate it. Try to be, that's for sure. Appreciate it. Great stuff. Thank you very much to everyone for joining us. All right, Jack of the day, home run props. C-Mac, anything you found there?
Someone hit on it real quick. KC, Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
You got anything? Good. We missed that. You got anything in that game?
Oh, did we miss that? Yeah, you're right. We did. Yeah, Lorenzen and Hancock. Sorry about that, guys. We totally skipped over that game. It's probably because I have nothing on that game. Honestly, I don't. That's probably part of it. But I will say this. I'm not laying a price with Hancock. I'm not that enamored and excited about laying a minus 140 with him. He's been okay at times, but he's just not someone I'm ready to back at that price. Lorenzen's all over the map to me. Good. Flip a coin what you're going to get from him one night to the next. So it's a pass for me. I would have to lean under still, even with my lack of trust of Hancock and Lorenzen. I don't trust these lineups consistently either all the time. So especially Kansas City. So. Another terrible offensive night. Maybe Kansas City team total under, but again, I got to trust Hancock to bet that. So, yeah, pass for me.
That's how I feel under. It's like I worry maybe the bat and Royals get one early. I think Bobby Witt. I think he had an RBI single or double, and just nothing else. I thought Kirby would pitch well. I think Hancock could be pretty good here. When he blows up, though, it's like he blows up. Like he gets ripped. He's had really bad home start, but he's been pretty good. And I think he's off back-to-back road starts. His last one was a little bit better, but the one before that, I think he gave up 9, right? Was it the Yankees?
Yeah, Cubs. I think so. Cubs, yeah.
Cubs. Yeah, he gave up 9 to the Cubs. Then he faced a Twins team that was not swinging the bat very well. So I can't take the Royals. Like at times, I want them here as a dog. I got to see a little bit of life. The bats get going. Man, it's been hasn't really happened. So I know the one game against the Dodgers, they got some runs there, and it's just kind of back to being horrible. It was a 6 the last few days.
Yeah, no doubt. Lorenzen, of course, struggled in his last start against Tampa Bay. Here's the thing with Hancock. Hancock, last time he pitched at home, he pitched a gem. 7 innings, shutout baseball, gave up just 2 hits against Cleveland. Is Kansas City's lineup any better than Cleveland's right now? I don't think so. So that's why
I know.
Well,
I think he can. I'd look right to here. Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh. Rosarena had a big night last night. So I think you go right to those guys if you're looking here to get to Lorenzen.
Ernie Clement just drove home a run to give the Jays the lead again, 5-4. Ernie Clement, man, this guy is
yeah.
Fuck. What a season.
Big Earn McCracken.
Yeah. He's a great player, man. He's fun to watch. He tries. He hustles every day. He gives it his all every play. I mean, yeah, those are the guys you win with. Good stuff. 5-4 Jays. Great game. Great ball. Great. See, last night's game was a great game, too, with the Yankees.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game, too.
The baseball's playoff atmosphere. The place is packed. You don't get the place packed in Rogers Center very often, but like I said, 50,000. They've packed the place today. Great stuff. Great ball game. All right. There you go. As far as best bets, it's time to get to it. Let's rock. Best bets for this Tuesday. C-Mac, what do you like for best bet?
Best bet, Giants D-backs over 9. I think we're going to get runs tonight. The other honorable mention was it's +1 the Cubs team total. We were talking about that earlier, but I'll go Giants D-backs over 9. Best bet.
All right. I like that. That's on my card as well. Giants and Diamondbacks over the total here tonight in this game. My best bet, I'm going to go to an over as well, and I'm going to go to that Reds and Red Sox game. Singer, and they have good numbers against Singer. I worry about that for him tonight. And Dick Fitz, no, I don't trust him. He got hit pretty good by the Angels. I think the Reds can get some offense going. So we'll go with that one. Cincy, Boston, over 9.5, -120. for best bet here for this Tuesday MLB slate. All right, shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. We're back with you tomorrow on Wednesday for the Wednesday slate. Looking forward to that, of course. And again, happy Canada Day to anyone watching north of the border here in Canada on this holiday.
Oh, happy Canada Day.
No doubt.
All my Canadian friends. And right here, the Venom.
Yeah.
Canada Day. I love it.
And
They do like fireworks and stuff.
And your favorite Canadian colleague, too. Holy shit, Grand Slam Springer. Wow.
That's his second bomb, too, huh? Wow.
9-4 Blue Jays.
4.
This
There you
Yankee
go.
bullpen stinks, I think. I think we're starting to find that out, too. There's some
A
issues
little
with the
bit.
Yankee bullpen.
Definitely not as good as the last couple of years.
No.
That pen.
No.
Yeah.
No doubt. Wow. What about the place is going nuts? All right.
I'm sure.
Good stuff.
Fuck yeah. Good on Canada Day.
Yep.
Get 2 bombs, Springer, Grand Slam. Man,
Yep.
I like it.
There
Fuck
you
yeah.
go. Place going nuts. We're already off to a good start today. We had Blue Jays team total and the money line split in this game today. So off to a good start, hopefully, if they can wrap this up. All right, good stuff. Shout out to everyone. Great show as always. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back with you tomorrow on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the MLB Hitting the Books show. Until then, class dismissed.
Peace.